Don't chill, I don't give a fuck. I'll beat up your mom and I'll beat up your dad. Got no bitches, but I got strong arms, cause I work on a tractor and I work on a farm. My ride's got 8-foot rims. Yeah, it's got 8-foot rims. It's a Massey Ferguson. I'll start you very cock with my fucking crop, Kiri. Like everything I hear is at least 30 seconds behind. It's so weird. I actually enjoy. Did you know you can set your stream's latency?
When I have fried crops, I think it's my life. 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 It's my life.
Yeah, I'm smoking shatter cause I make a big batter when I...
It's my life. It's my life.
Yeah. My friends don't smoke the shatter, they just sniff the butane.
It's my life. It's my life. It's my life. It's my life. Keep frying. It's my life. It's my life. It's my It's my life. It's my life.
I think if I practiced, I could actually do freestyle on this. It would work. No, especially. It's like changing it up would make it extra interesting. I'm good at improvisation. I'm just not good at freestyle.
That's what I say.
pop suck bang because we can't afford cane. Do you know what we used to do in high school? We used to buy pop suck and pour the bottle of fucking cane into the pop suck and drink it like that. And then we buy, you know the plastic bag? You know the plastic bag, you get they give you your pop suck in a plastic bag and they give you your vodka or your cane in a brown paper bag. You take the plastic bag and you hang it from a tree. You put the pop suck inside and make like a hole for the thing to stick out. And then you like drink from it like hanging from the tree. The plastic bag, you get and then eventually it's like people can't like get up anymore to drink more, so the last little bit doesn't get finished. Like you're all just like lying around the fucking bag. Nobody can reach it anymore. Like hanging from the tree.
Yeah, it's crazy. We used to do shit like that.
Like my friend used to sniff glue and watch VH1. It was his whole teen years, sniffing glue and watching VH1. I didn't smoke I sniffed everything once, bro. Fucking never mind glue. Everything. I guess. Benzene, petrol, butane, fucking glue, Stipex, that doesn't fucking every fucking solvent we could get our hands on. Even handy gas, dude. Dude, I had this trip in benzene where the benzene told me not to sniff benzene. Benzene told me like how they make it is it's like trees, right? They're chopping down the fucking trees, and then that is like the benzene is like the little bit of curse that's left, you know, from like all the work, and now you're fucking inhaling it. Dude, let me tell you something, right? So like when you go all the way with benzene, right? You go all the way. It's more than ayahuasca. It's more than DMT. Like, but it's more hectic. It's not what you. I don't think you're supposed to do it, but like one of the things that happens like halfway, when you get halfway down the trip, like you get like a latency. Like everything you're seeing and hearing is about 7 or 8 seconds after your touch, what you can touch and feel. So you can like walk, and like you touch the tree, and then you have to wait for your vision to get up, walk, and touch the tree. Like you're like blind because you're 8 seconds behind. And that period gets longer. And then at some point, like the world like disintegrates. Like, but it doesn't do it at once. It does it in layers. Like the sky goes first, and then the trees go, and then the like comes closer and closer to you. But the disintegration isn't like, it's not like falling apart. It's like imagine like an old screensaver, right? That's making like a spiral that's 1 pixel wide, like exactly 1 pixel over the vision. And it spirals in, like in and in and in from the outside, and like starts chowing like it makes it like whatever you're seeing, green and orange or whatever it may be. It's not like physics, you know what I mean? It's just like whatever it is. And then like there's like an ego death, there's an ego death at the end of it when you can't perceive anything in it. And that's the same place. I've been in that same place on different roads.
Like the body gas, but it's like body gas. But like I said, it's like oxygen deprivation. I'm sure you can reach similar things just by doing exercise. That's what like both sides.
I think what happens is that there's like a poison left behind.
Yeah, but like
that leftover is the trip. It's like, otherwise it would just be a dream. There's something happening there. There's like, did you know that the Oracle of Delphi, those girls, they made them sniff the naphtha from the mountain, which is basically bent from the ground. It's like they burnt the shit they burnt on the lamp, you know. They made them sniff that. That's why they only lived till that's why they were all beautiful, because they picked young girls and they died like young, you know. They all died young because they didn't survive the disease.
But it's crazy how they were able to still keep like the tradition. They're all died.
Well, it's like the gods taking them. And the thing is, those people, those oracles, they were okay with it. You know what I mean? They like, think about like, if you forget now this whole, everything, everybody's opinion about everything, right? And now you're grown up, these people are telling you, you're a servant of the God and you're the special person, you can only do this, you know? Like, you're not an athlete, you're not a this, you're not a that, you're this oracle. And now you get into the inhaling of the ethers and stuff. I think there's people get into it, you know what I'm saying? And then when you're 28, you are an old oracle, actually. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one that survived. Because, like, if you think about it, these people go through a lot. Like, this is like, it's like being in a car accident 100 times. You're not supposed to undergo that much trauma. And so the purpose of these people were so that other people don't have to do it. So, like, if you think about, like, you know, like, let's say you take an acid and you feel like you're dying and like this is, and you find out the reasons why, you know, you find out the reasons why things are, like, why things can be better, why, like, you can build a different life. Like, that, I think they were doing that on other people's behalf. So they would, like, stare into your eyes and trip balls and, like, say, like, oh shit, you're doing this and that wrong. You know what I mean? And, like, where these stories where the kings and the wars and the oracles and stuff, that was just like where it all went wrong, you know, because you can't use it for that. Like, what I mean is, it was wrong. I'm not trying to say it wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? It's pretty wrong. But, like, what I mean, like, yeah, I think it was like, yeah, that thing. And, like, the other side of it, like, there must have been a business. So these oracles oracles were just like the circus freaks, you know, and behind them were this business that people were profiting from it, and like getting politics and shit.
Like that's why they shouldn't be like safe. Because that's like actually
No, well, yeah. So how it worked is like they said they didn't tell him he's going to win. You know what I mean? They said something else. They said like they told. I think the story goes something. They tricked him because they knew they didn't want to get executed. So what they said was something like. It's something stupid. Like, for example, it would be like the gods are gonna favor the one who's had the last child, but the oracles knew there was a child born on the other side that the other king didn't know, or something like that. You know what I mean? Something along those lines. Like the oracles knew something the king didn't know. And to him, it meant he was going to win, but to them, it meant he was going to lose. Do you know, like that's where the story, the Wheel of Time, the Aes Sedai, comes from there. The women who can't lie, the magicians in the Wheel of Time. Like they can't tell any lies. They undergo this ritual where they become incapable of lying. No, it's just the Aes Sedai. I mean, in the Wheel of Time. What I mean is that in the story of in the Wheel of Time, it was specifically like an anti-lying ritual. You know what I mean? So that they made it like that in the story, but like I think it was based on the oracle stuff. That's what I mean. Like that because there were these. There's more than one story where they told somebody something like duplicity, and to them it meant one thing, and to the oracle it meant, because they had full insight, it meant something else. And so. It's even like, you know, the story of I think it's all these, there's a lot of stories that's based on that shit. Like when we were in primary school, there was a story of this, like a mouse that's doing like dentistry on a fox. And then the mouse gives the fox the gas, right? And then the fox passes out and he does the surgery, and then when the fox wakes up, the mouse has glued his teeth shut, so he can't eat him. It's like all of those, like there's like this. It was in the Vikings as well, when the guy told him, like, he sees an eagle, and the guy thought, oh, I'm the eagle, so I'm gonna win. And then it turned out he got eagled, you know, like the thing that the Vikings do with somebody else. That's the thing with that. So you want to see the thing about, dude? Check my screen share. No, I mean, I want to show you. I found the thing. Okay, so I just want to show you. I'm about to install the thing that I've been talking about. Skeleton. Yeah, don't worry. I didn't know you're still streaming. Svelte Inspector. Wow. No. Well, this is check. This is the app that I have right now. Right? So this is the wallet. So my app is like broken up into a bunch of. So here's all the like different pieces of my app, right? But one of these pieces is the vault, which is like a wallet, where all the key transformations happen here. So I've taken all the other parts of the program and made them that they don't need the same level of security that the vault. I'm offloading all the security into this part. But you see how barren it looks? It's like, it's jank, it's jank as fuck. Like let me just show you real quick. Because I made the GUI in 5 minutes, and I made the whole program, took me 3 weeks. So like, this is kind of what's going on. Like you can generate a key, and then you can look at that key, see how many hosts are advertising on that key, and when you click on a host, it tells you what services they're running for you. And then you can tell them, hey, run me a service. And they download that service from NPM and start running it. So you can do that all from your wallet. You can have like, let's say you have 3 Oracle servers, right? You put one of these on each server for a specific program. You can set up another one for a different program. Like every program can have its own network of nodes. And so that makes up these keys on the left. So when you click on a key, it shows you the host. So here's the one host. This is just debug stuff, this piece. It just shows me which one is selected right now, because it's supposed to actually highlight. And then it tells me which like nodes are running on these hosts. Now these nodes are like, I'm using the word nodes for services because like they're actually nodes in this visual interface. So when I make a node, it shows me here how many servers are available that can run this node. So it can like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this back end connect to all the servers, right, when the task runners, and then like organize them by how busy they are and how far away they are. And then it will try and run it on the closest, quietest server at any given time. So you can have like a bunch of nodes, and they're all in different places, but it tries to make like a best end to run the program as fast as possible. And if one is unavailable, it retries it. Yeah, that's always on. So the idea is that when you make your program, you make like little pieces of code, and that makes like, that's like these hype, they're based on hype. So hype call turns into one of these things where you can call it like remotely. So when you run it, it just calls it like it's like a function, like a JavaScript function. It just calls your function on your remote server, and the return comes back. So in this scenario, like when you're running it, the return's going to come back to your GUI. But this is for testing. When you save this structure, it transforms all of the keys so that the server that's running it doesn't actually know what it's running. It's just a bunch of keys. And then it can run this whole structure, get all the results, and it can save a log. So when you go look at all of the different times when something was called, you can see like this history of it. And then it'll show like this whole network, and in the bottom the result of each call. So that you can go like, oh, something went wrong the day before yesterday. Well, let me go look at that run. Okay, this thing is red. basically. You know what I mean? It failed. And then the result of what came into it and what's going out of it, and maybe kind of try and rerun it with that base code sort of thing later on, even be an option, to see what went wrong. So like, that's kind of like what I'm trying to build. And what I'm thinking about doing next is making something like Deconnect for this. So where you've got like your wallet and you've got this user interface where you design these things, and maybe you can even have like another user interface where you can like look at your servers and manage them. So, you know what I mean? Like different views. I want to have a sidebar for that, where I can say like, I want to look at my wallet, I want to look at this thing. So I don't have to have tabs open for everything. Because the wallet's running on localhost, and this thing is running off of GitHub Pages. And then this thing connects to the same server that serves webhooks for you. So that runs on your Oracle server, the API. And the API calls these remote nodes. That's also a different program. That's HypeHost. And that your wallet can connect directly to these hosts and then tell them which functions to add to them, so that you can go run it from through this GitHub Pages interface via the API and then save them. So the idea is like, now what I need to do is I need to, up until this point, this whole program was centralized. So now I'm like breaking apart all the pieces. So now I need to figure out where you store these tasks and where you store their logs. That's the part that I'm making next. So that's going to be like one of those remote servers. You make like a store basically. And then I want to make so that I want to make it so that you can make stores that leech off of your wallet. Like only your wallet can add information to them, and then the stores act like a CDN for that wallet, so that when your wallet is closed, they kind of still serve the up-to-date copy of it. And that there's like a decentralized network of them that can do that. So that you can make like sort of a configuration in this wallet interface, and it gets like handed down to these nodes. Let's say like open AI keys and things like that. And then I need to make like the same sort of thing, but in reverse, so that your wallet can get logs from the task run. So that's the other side of it. So that you need to be able to set up like a store, I guess, for every type of a task that's going to handle the logs for it, so that you can go ask that store later on, hey, what's happened every time you've run. So there has to be a store for every network of these things, I guess, that you can save. And then the same store needs to be able to handle their logs. But like before I do that, I think this GUI needs to get a bit nicer. Like this looks a bit rough. Like I can't show it to people like that. That's like the Svelte kit demo. So that's where the skeleton thing comes in. So skeleton, check out skeleton. This is skeleton. It's like a beautiful, look at the side. Oh, it's like a beautiful theme. And you can check, you can generate themes, and you can even like dice roll them. You can go random, you know, and get a theme that you want. So it's very quick, like to get going with it. And then they give you like, they give you the bare bones app. So when you just install the My Skeleton app thing, you run that, and then it should be able to start up. I might have to kill the vault. 5174. So now I want to take this stuff and just transplant it in here. And that's the thing, like this whole actually move this into the vault, because right now, like, this kind of doesn't make a lot of sense for it to live apart from the vault. So like, once I've got this interface set up, then I integrate all the different GUI stuff into that. So that means 2 of these projects become one. Hypeflow and Hypeflow. But look at how beautiful it is. It's much nicer. It's already a good starting point. And it's Tailwind based. So now the big thing is I need to grab the code. My current GUI and just dump it in there. And I think it'll just work. That's a cool thing about Svelte. Your code becomes extremely portable between projects. It gives you everything that React gives you, but it doesn't. You know, like where React, you've got to do special things with effects and states, and it forces you into this very narrow bracket where you can only be jumping through React. Like, Svelte is a little different. It's somewhere in between React and Riot, where you can almost do everything that JavaScript can do. Okay. So the thing that Svelte gives me is it gives me the ability to easily make custom HTML tags that I can just use in any page. So I can make, like, you know, like a div. I can make a custom div. You know, and so Svelte gives an easy way to do that, and then Svelte Kit, the thing that you use with Svelte, gives you a way to organize pages into those. Like, so you just make a folder and then you have a page, basically. So it organizes all that stuff into, like, basically HTML tags for you. And then on top of that, like, Svelte is, the cool thing about Svelte is you can build it down to a library that can be used in vanilla JavaScript. If you ever want to go back to vanilla, you can take, like, the thing that you built in Svelte and just build it back to vanilla. And it just becomes like a JavaScript library, basically. If you make a text editor in Svelte, or you make something you can just put it back onto a page. Like, even if you don't have Svelte, you can build it down. So there's a few cool things that it does. The other thing that Svelte does for you is it gives you an organized way to do server-side rendering. You know, the stuff that when Google hits your page, what it gets? And then how to organize out your client-side rendering. Like the stuff that when a person logs in, the stuff that he gets to see that Google doesn't get to see. And you're doing it in one code base. Like, so the piece of code that's rendering your page, there's a server version of it and a client version of it automatically getting built. And you can basically do stuff like check if you're in the browser or on the server, and then do something different on either side. And so that's what I'm saying, like, the moment you hook up something like this with a graphics library like Skeleton, right? Let me just show you quick. I want to show you. So you know, like, how every time you want to make something on the internet, you got to go look for that thing and then try and use it, and maybe it's based on an older version of what you're using, and then it doesn't work and all this stuff. So what they've done here is they've taken all the things that can be just HTML and made it like Tailwind. So you get like all your Tailwind stuff, right? And you can see it here in the docs. They've got docs for how to use it and stuff. So you can logo clouds, placeholders, tables, all this stuff. You can even a chat block, check, with different usernames and everything. So it's easy to set up, you know. Image layouts for galleries and stuff. Like, then they've got another section, Svelte, for anything that needs code. This is all code that they've already set up for you. So there's clipboard interactions, filters, how to filter things out of a page. Focus traps. They've got accordions, these things. They've got app bars. They've got app rails for the sidebar. They've got app shells, where you've got like that layout, you know. They've got autocomplete stuff that you can, and this is, you can do, it's a tag, it's an HTML tag in your page. You know what I mean? So it's very easy to set it up. It's like Tailwind for HTML. And then they've got avatars. You don't have to go make rounded edges or anything like that. You just set up a tag. And then they've got file buttons, so where you know, file things, where you file drop zones, where you can drag files into your page. It's like everything. Paginators. You do this like bottom thing where you can select the page. Like this stuff is like tables. Like it takes a lot of work to go and find a library for each one of these things and then style it that the library looks like your page. You know what I mean? This thing, you can go like generate. Where's the thing where you theme generator? You randomize a theme. Bam. Now all of those different plugins, all of those different libraries that you can use, right, is already with this theme. Ready to use with your app. And the syntax changes so little. It's like if you look at Svelte code, it looks exactly like HTML. It doesn't look like, you know how React makes your code look super different? Like if I look at like it's actually so, they went so far into the familiarity zone that like you put your script in a script tag. That's how far it goes. You see, like this is a page, right? This is a layout. Like there's a script in it. There's a div tag with the stuff in it, and then there's a style tag with the CSS in it. Now they do. It is a little bit different. Like they tell you you're supposed to only have one script tag per thing, you know. But that's fine. I can live with that. Like so, it's like the other thing is, let's say you want like repeating elements on a page. They've got like tags that you can use in the HTML. Like you can say each, and it will like render a loop of each thing. Or you can put an if statement in your HTML. Like if something exists, then it doesn't draw that thing at all, server or client, if that thing isn't there. And the other thing is, like, Svelte is so popular that it's been integrated into VS Code. So they've got code highlighting, code formatting, code warnings, everything you need in VS Code. Like, and it even recommends, like, when you open a Svelte file, it's like, do you want to download this thing? It recommends it for you. You don't have to do the thing to find it or anything. It's got an official one. And if you ask me, you know, I've been watching component frameworks since before Blaze, since it was handlebars and spacebars, and the stuff that Google was talking about, like with Polymer, where they were talking about making native components. I think Svelte is going to become the native component. Like it won't be Svelte, but it will look exactly like Svelte. This is what a native component is going to look like. Like, one day you won't install Svelte to make this work. It'll just work in the browser. Because, like, this code is like, you can basically copy and paste it into vanilla.js. Like, give or take the extra features that they've added. And that's the thing, they're not deviating from the syntax. React is like completely deviating from the syntax and the concept and the everything, like you have to relearn coding. Svelte isn't like that at all. And it's got this thing called two-way bindings. Right? So that's something that used to be only available in Angular. So in Svelte, you can, if you make a form on your page, you can have like you can have kind of like a JSON, like an object, that you can turn into JSON. But it's every time somebody types something into the form, it's automatically changing the data in that object. You don't have to go convert it at all. You don't have to go read all the form elements and take their values, and you don't do any of that. You just bind the data, and then it's two-way bound. When the one changes, the other one changes. When the other one changes, the one changes. And it even gives you structures to bind using components. So once you've got that out of the form, you can actually bind the data back to its parent, to its page or whatever that it's sitting in. You can keep binding back all the way up the tree. And it will two-way bind the data at every stage. So you can have like a component called form element. And that form element binds its data back to the form. And the form binds its data back to the page. And the page it takes the data and sends it. You can do those structures. And it's piss easy. It's like you just say bind. Yeah, I only started using Svelte a week or two ago. I'm blown away. It's exactly what I wanted. So the way that Svelte Kit works is that you can actually have folders where that stuff happens. And you don't have to, where you normally have to, when you define something new in a folder, you've got to import it. Import it in the other files to use it. Like Svelte Kit writes that automatically. You don't have that in your code. It's implicit, like if you add a folder, it's going to get imported. It does the import and the routing. So it has some kind of a router set up that if you land on a certain URL, it's going to switch to that page. And you don't even have to look at that, it's already there. And the cool thing about it all is when you work with it, you end up with these folders, and to get the same page in a different program, you copy and paste the folder, and then the whole page exists in the other project. You don't have to edit any files to make it happen. On top of that, it also gives you automatic minification, so you can build it to send it to the server, And it can actually generate a static website that doesn't require JavaScript. And while it's doing that, it minifies and obfuscates everything. And while you're editing it, when you edit the code, you don't have to press refresh. It automatically refreshes. You get kind of hooked on that. That's the psychological one. Because no more switching windows, no more pressing F5. You can just put it on a second screen and it's going to keep on